Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Heretic Faith Renewed on the Tower to Smite-Meister difficulty, played through the Heretic plus Hexen re-release on the Kex Engine. We're doing all levels with a 1 start, and this is E1M4.
Watergate. Let's begin.
By going into this building, grabbing some ammunition, and using it to fight gargoyle saber claws. Well, just one saber claw. But 2 Draugr. And once you've gotten rid of all the enemies, you can go into either one of these places, or both of them actually, to get rid of these enemies. And I'm going to press this button in particular, so that I can wake up these enemies, and you might get them to end fight with one another as a result of moving around at the right place at the right time, but this crossbow is why I like to get this place open first. And now we've done that, we can press this button as well. And I'm going to use the crossbow to get right to business with the rest of these enemies. And now we've killed all these enemies, we can open up this area, but watch out because there's a new enemy. It's the troll. And he is ready to troll you. But once you have killed the troll, you can now go outside. So let's do that and land right here to grab the dragon claw, grab this extra ammunition as well, and we're good to go. Look at all these enemies. Let's wake them all up. And let's fight them, because there's plenty to go around. And look, there's a Chaos Serpent as well. Very happy to see you here. Let's go and say hello. And let's go troll him. By being right here. Should you fight the serpent from hence, you should have an easier time because odds are his projectiles will just hit this wall. Make your life all the much easier as a result. Although speaking of enemies that fire projectiles, I'm going to get rid of these guys because they decided to fire at me at the perfect place at the perfect time. And look, there's a Draugr. But no more. Now let's get rid of the rest of these enemies. Because this place, this outdoor area, is somewhat non-linear in some spots. Nowhere as much as State Town though. But either way, it is nice to be able to wander around certain places and just clear out certain spots, like this place. While we're here, I'm just going to hang out and get rid of some other enemies, like these guys, and you. Gargoyles. All of you are annoying. So get out of the way. And look, the serpent has arrived as well. And pressing that button will lower the stairway, which means certain enemies will be here as a result as well. Well, you know how it is. We're just going to use all the ammunition we get from this place and use it to troll these guys. And you can use the time bombs as well if you want to be funny. Because it usually is really funny. But when you're done being funny, and you make sure you grab that quartz flask as well, because missing that means you won't get all the items. But let's continue to be funny in this place by getting rid of this Draugr, these undead warriors, another Draugr. Or Draugr. I want to sound like Skyrim. Either way, you have to open this place up. The only way you know that this is something that you can open up is that the balcony exists, which is pretty funny to me. And also really weird. But anyways, while we're here, we're going to get rid of these saber claws, the Draugr, and these Ophidians, and the Undead Warriors, which we did as well. And before we go into this place, we are going to press this button to open it up. We're going to clear out a few other places. For instance, we're going to press this button, grab the silver shield from Hence, and while we're around here, we're going to grab some stuff before we go into here. And using our trusty Dragon Claw, we're going to clear out this place of all these annoying fire gargoyles. Now we can go here and hither. And when you grab the Phoenix Rod, you can use it against these guys. And you see that portal that's now available. We're going to take it, because once you do, you'll be sent hither, which allows you to get the secret with a Tome of Power and a few time bombs. And you can use these time bombs for this fella. And then you can press this button, which will open something up, which we'll get to a little bit later. But make sure you do both of these before you actually exit that area. Very important. But when you're done with all that, we're going to take a little detour into here. The reason being is because there's an Undead Warrior. There's actually two of them, but we killed the one that was from here. But now we've killed those guys, we can use the Shadow Spear, and look, this guy cannot hit you with the Shadow Spear on. Just like the Saber Claws. It's beautiful. But of course the Ophidians still can, so let's prioritize killing them. And look at all these Undead Warriors. Yes, there are quite a number of these guys, so let's get rid of them as well. And since this fella's stuck, have 2 time bombs. Oh, he got me stuck as well. So I took a bit of damage from that. Oh well. We're killing everything here regardless. But now that everything is dead in this place, we can drop it down hither and get a Morphobum. And you can use it as early as right now. Chicken! And I only got one. That is embarrassing. Oh well. Gives you an opportunity to use your Phoenix Rod. But if you get all the serpents, you will have to go down here to probably kill them because they like dropping down into places like this. Very weird. Oh well. While you're here, make sure you press that button. It'll be very useful for later. And you can also go into this place to get some pot shots on these fellas. And even on this Ophidian. Or rather, pair of Ophidians. Yes, you can use the wand. It's a bit tedious, but it does save you a bit of time for later and a bit of damage. Same with this fellow. There we go. Let's most of these guys out of the way. I can grab this. And since we have the yellow key, we can open up the yellow door. We can also just place some time bombs hither and thither. Get some more trolling action done. But this place is guarded by a few gargoyles and saber claws in this area. And should you go hither, you'll have to deal with more saber claws and a few Draugr and another actual troll. Put some time bombs his way. Yeah, just like that. And we can get a silver shield out of this whole place as well. So make sure you grab that if you're lacking on armor. But now let's clear out the rest of these guys. Like you. And here's a weird door. Doesn't have the door texture. But as you can see, pressing that button will open up all these areas with a bunch of wild critters running about. Now it gets to a point where you can just leave, but I mean, you could just stick around if you really want to. Because you never know when something like that will happen. Or if your shots will just go right through one of these guys. But I think, even though there are tons of power we're getting out of this area, it's time to use the Elven Wand tomed up. So we did get a real tome of power before. And you can even use the gauntlets if you really want to. Which I do. Now let's go hither. Clear out all these guys. And should you drop into the pool, now that's the kiddie pool texture around it, you'll have to watch out. You could probably dance around the center like it's a maypole to avoid getting hit by all these enemies that are out and about. But when you're ready, you can ride this up. After lowering it, of course. So that you can go through this place and clear out whatever's left. And before I go any further, first off, here's just a funny thing that I was mentioning in Crimson Palace, I believe. Yeah, sometimes they can do it on edges like that as well. And it's hilarious. Likewise, we can get that quartz flask. But also, while we're here, we're going to open up this place and go through it and kill absolutely everything, because this area, this somewhat optional area, involves you going into places like here, getting rid of quite a number of these jerks, saber claws on dead warriors and the like. And should you try to go into whence the enemies came from, the other side opens up and it has fire gargoyles and disciples of the Sparrow. Very scary. But nothing you can't handle, right? And look, we have ammunition for our crossbow, which will make this all the more easier. Even if you get hit in the face like that, you should be fine. But you do want to go into these areas so you can open this one up, and it lets you get a hell staff. Finally, we're getting all that ammo for the hell staff. And it's the only way that you can get out from this area. It's by going into the place with the hell staff. Otherwise, you're stuck in there. You have to commit. So that's why we took that little detour. Because it will make this endeavor a lot more easier. Because we can now spam into this place. Yes, sir. Look at all these enemies that just die from the spam. Absolutely unstoppable. Alright, should you take this teleporter, you want to watch out if you haven't killed all the Ophidians in this area, because there are 2 in here, and they can be pretty deadly. But once you get rid of them, you should be good to go. And should you press the button in the area with the one room that has the 1 Ophidian in it, you'll wake up all these guys. And they'll be eager to try and ambush you. And look, there's a Morphobum that the Iron Lich dropped. If you grab that, you could probably use it right here if you really want to. But as long as you're getting rid of these Iron Liches and the Disciple of Despair, make sure you grab that Chaos Device from the other purple area. And once you get rid of all the Disciples, you can go to this particular purple area to open up this secret area that allows you to get this secret area. And likewise, it also allows you to get this area, which is also part of the same secret area as this one. Or at least it should be, if I recall correctly. Either way, you want to get all the things from that. And make sure that you get everything from hence. Just double checking, you know how it is. But once you have finished grabbing everything, you can finally go back here to grab the green key. And now we have the green key, we can actually go down here for real and go into the green door, which is all the way over here. And this is the place where we're clearing out a few extra enemies here and there. Let's press this button so that we can raise the water. We'll fight those undead warriors a little bit later, but for now, we're pressing this button to raise this area of water as well. But while we're around here, we're going to actually go down into this place and get rid of these undead warriors for realsies. Because there's more where that came from. And should you go into here, you'll meet a troll. Oh my god. There's a troll. It's very easily killable. But once you got him out of the way, you can get the blue key. Which means you are more or less ready to get out of here. But remember that button I pressed all the way over yonder? Yeah, it opens up this area, which I neglected to go into until now. So double check and make sure you grab all the goodies from these spots. Lots of tomes of power, lots of things that are just lying around, waiting to be snatched, waiting to be looted. Some items that we can grab from hence, time bombs and stuff like that. And that should be everything. So if you want to use a Ring of Invincibility, I guess you could use it in the area with the serpents, maybe? Or, like, I don't know. That's a tricky one. I guess you could use it in here if you decide to completely avoid grabbing the Hell Staff until after you grab the green key, for whatever reason. I mean, you can use the Chaos Device as well, and the Morphobums, and the Torch, and the Tomes of Power, and everything in between. But, here's how we get to the exit. Yeah, it's through this place. And you need a blue key in order to go into this place. But once you get through here, you're done.
And that was Watergate.
And yeah, bit of a different level, but still easily doable in most places. I guess the most dangerous part is dealing with the 3 Chaos Serpents and the one that's roaming outside, and then the other one as well. They can be pretty nasty sometimes if you get hit by any of them. But aside from that, there isn't too much difficulty to this level. I'd say the other difficult spot is the place where you're close to the green key, in the place that has like the kiddie pool aqua park theme textures going on. That could be pretty nasty with some spots because of the Iron Liches and Disciples and all the other enemies like Ophidians and whatnot. But aside from that, this level should be pretty doable for somebody that's looking for a challenge. And it should be challenging enough to satisfy someone like that. But anyways, we are done with
Watergate. Stay tuned for the next video where we go into E1M4.
Correctional Temple. But until then, I'll see you when I see you. So see ya.